Now, parents will do almost anything to ease a child's pain. Some will even risk jail.
That's all you want as a mum, is for your child to be happy and healthy. Maybe you could be responsible for saving somebody's life.
I could be a superhero.
That's correct.
There you go. I've gone from being mum to being doctor to being pharmacist, and I'm also a criminal for doing that.
Lynn Cleaver says she has no other choice but to break the law.
Anywhere within Australia, that little bottle could put us in jail.
Despite the fact regulated medicinal cannabis is now legal in our country, red tape and bureaucratic nonsense means this mum is forced to grow her own so she can treat her severely disabled adult son, Jeremy.
As his mother, I find it incredibly offensive that a bureaucrat or a politician should choose to stand between him and his doctor and his quality of life.
Lynn can't stand the stuff herself, but claims the oil in this bottle is helping make her son's life so much better.
It's the first medicine we've been able to give Jeremy that comes side effect free, and that's incredible.
Come in and I'll introduce you to my little star.
Oh, g'day, Shelby. How you going, mate? Hello.
This is Reed. Say hello, Reed.
How you going?
The bureaucrats have also denied Danielle Luttrell's son Shelby access to a prescription for medicinal cannabis.
At the moment, my hands are tied.
Ev, medicine.
New South Wales mum Kate Bevan is one of the lucky ones. She was able to get a prescription for her daughter Evelyn, but now faces financial devastation to pay for it.
I personally can't afford that without sort of selling my house.
If you speak to the state, they say it's the Commonwealth. If you speak to the Commonwealth, they say it's the state. And in the middle are the poor parents desperately trying to keep their children alive.
The crazy thing is, the first crop of legal government-grown cannabis was harvested more than a year ago, and it's likely plenty more have been cultivated since then. But still, so many desperate families can't get their hands on the product. So it's got us wondering, where's the weed?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When you've seen just recently the government bolstering industry to be able to export this medicine when there's only a few thousand people in Australia that have a legal prescription.
We've gone through clobazam, Ospolot, Zerontin, Lamotrigine. That's just a few of the different ones that we've had.
But none of those pharmaceutical drugs have helped Kate's 12-year-old Evelyn, who lives with a rare type of epilepsy.
When she's in the middle of a seizure and you're watching your baby girl go from pink to blue, and then the scary one when she goes grey, and knowing that there's nothing you can do, it is absolutely heartbreaking.
In April last year, Evelyn was prescribed medicinal cannabis through the Therapeutic Goods Administration's Special Access Scheme. The regulated product does not contain the psychoactive component of the cannabis plant known as THC.
My little darling, who really struggled to learn new concepts with math, was able to come home and smash through her math homework. The improvement was unbelievable. She went from the bottom 2 percentile for IQ through to the, I think it was about the 47th percentile, and that was just in 9 months on the medication.
But the Newcastle mum has been forced to rely on her family to help pay for the privilege of her daughter's happiness. It costs Kate a staggering $450 a week for the medicine. That's more than $23,000 a year. In many cases, even if patients are successful in their bid for a prescription, they often can't afford it, according to Melbourne pharmacist Jared McMaul.
Most of the time people are coming with a prescription already. We will then advise them about the price, and in most instances at that point people are like, okay, well, thank you, but we might look into something else.
It's almost impossible.
Leader of the Reason Party, Fiona Patton.
It's actually a Schedule 4 product, which is similar to a penicillin or an antibiotic.
Jeremy comes here Monday through to Friday, and then on a Saturday sometimes if he's well enough.
Launceston mum Lynn's multiple applications to the Tasmanian government's medicinal cannabis controlled access scheme have been rejected. That's why she grows her own cannabis and uses oil from the plants to successfully treat her 28-year-old son Jeremy, helping prevent severe and painful seizures linked to his epilepsy. Unlike the regulated product Kate uses, Lynn's medicine does contain THC.
It smells like cannabis. Does Jeremy get stoned when you give this to him?
No, because Jeremy's on a really good, well-balanced strains of cannabis.
Danielle also grows her own plants to treat her 11-year-old Shelby.
Almost no seizures now.
Those products are technically not legal, so it could have contaminants. We don't know those things.
Paul Benham is Chief Innovation Officer at Medicinal Global, Australia's biggest cannabis company.
Hundreds of people have contacted Medicinal asking when its products will be available, and we have to reply when the government allows us to.
The company already produces hemp and is ready and willing to help grow tons of medicinal cannabis for the Australian public, but is still waiting for its cultivation licence it applied for 2 years ago.
Originally, they had indicated it would take about 21 days.
We've already had an issue with Evelyn Supply where we weren't able to access it for 3 weeks, and I've never been so nervous in my life.
The government insists the current system is working, telling ACA there has been a significant increase in successful applications under the Special Access Scheme, with more than 2,200 approved in July this year.
We know how safe it is and how well it can work.
The government's full response is on our homepage.